Do you ever feel stressed, overwhelmed, frustrated, confused even? How do you deal with that? Especially as a business owner and entrepreneur, how do you deal with stress? How do you deal with confusion and frustration? You know, I've realized over the years that a lot of times my stress, frustration, confusion, things like that come from trying to live too far in the future or living in the past. And what I mean by that is, you know, we think about a goal that we have maybe a year from now, 2 years from now. And not that we have the goal for then, but we have a goal and we think it's going to take us that long. And then we look at where we're at now versus where we want to be. And that causes us an internal strife. Maybe it's frustration, right? Maybe it also creates some stress because it's like, why aren't we there yet? Why is this not happening yet? Why have I not done that yet? And then sometimes it's from the past, right? Because we think about things that we've messed up. Well, if I'd have just done this differently, or if I just thought that differently, or if I would have, you know, got this loan or didn't get that loan, or if I would have started this business instead. And a lot of times I feel like that, at least for me, the way that I deal with that stress, frustration, confusion makes all the difference in the world, right? Because if I don't address it and it festers, I can go day after day and it just feels heavy and it feels exhausting and it feels like it's never going to end. But if I address it and I deal with it, it goes away almost immediately. And then I can actually focus on what it is I need to do, where it is I need to be placing my energy and my efforts. Because when you put stress, or when you put energy into stress, what do you think you're going to get? You're going to get more stress. If you put energy into frustration, you're going to get more frustration. Wherever you put your energy, your focus, your time, your attention, you're going to produce more of it. On purpose or not, you will. One of the things that has helped me the most is simply just like disconnecting. Just sitting in silence. You know, a lot of times when I'm in the car, it's funny because if people are riding with me, they'll get in the car and there won't be any music on, and they'll be like, your radio's not on, or your phone's not playing music. Like, what, like, are you gonna listen to anything? And I'm like, oh, sorry. Like when I'm driving alone, I'm usually just in silence. But then, like when I come out here and sit a few nights a week, it's quiet. You hear the water, you hear the birds. Sometimes you hear a few other people. But just disconnecting from the craziness of what is going on and being silent really helps. Now, I will say, you have to be intentional about creating the silence, because a lot of people have told me when I've made this recommendation, they've said, oh, well, every time I try to sit in silence, I just think about it more. I think about what's stressing me out more. I think about my frustrations more, and then I just get more agitated and more angry. And yeah, I can understand that. I can see that. I can see where where that could definitely happen. But it's all about the intention. So if you intentionally focus on your breath, or intentionally focus on clearing your mind, intentionally focus on relaxing. Instead of thinking about the thing that's stressing you out, think about relaxing. Think about bringing your heart rate down. Think about bringing your breath down. Think about anything that's going to bring calm. It's not only going to help you feel better, it's also going to lower your blood pressure, which is, it's also a nice health benefit on the side. But, you know, in the times in which I've been able to address and deal with my stress the quickest is when I've also been able to go out and do something meaningful towards my goal the quickest. Because if I'm just sitting in my stress and my frustration and my anger and my confusion maybe, and I'm just sitting in that and I'm just thinking about that, and I'm just looking at all the things that are creating that, that's where my energy's at, that's where my attention is at, that's where my focus is at. So of course, I'm just gonna stay stuck in that. And as a high performer, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's trying to grow in their life, maybe in their profession, like, you don't really have, I don't want to say time, but you don't really have a lot of time to waste in that space. Like, you need to do everything it is you can to create opportunities to improve and grow. And when you are carrying that stress and that frustration, like, the room to grow is like, it's like this much. It's so tiny. It's so minute and small. So I would challenge you here in this. Maybe you're sitting there thinking, you don't know what I'm stressed about. You don't know how heavy my frustrations are. Like, well, yeah, maybe I don't know your specific ones, but I know the ones that I've had, and I know how it's helped me to become silent and to just relax. 5-10 minutes. A couple other small things that really help, because it's the meditative practice, right? It's this idea of getting your body into a state to release that. You're trying to get your body into the right energy state to release that stress and that frustration. So a couple other things that you can do. You can go for a walk. Walking creates a meditative practice within your body that relieves stress. They say 10 minutes of walking a day, studies have shown, will reduce stress, anxiety, and feelings of depression. Just 10 minutes. Obviously, you can exercise. You can go to the gym, work out. You can do something active like kayak or hike. There's a lot of things that you can do. But a lot of times when I make those recommendations, people will say, oh, I don't have time for that. I can't find time for that. I don't live in a climate that makes sense for me to do those things. And then that's when I suggest the silence. Find a space where you can just sit and you can just be. Practice being present. And I would love to talk about this idea of being present, becoming present. But we'll have to do that another time. Because right now, I just want you to understand and realize that the power lies with you. The power to change, improve, the power to have the business that you want, the power to be the person that you want. It lies with you. And it all has to do with where you're putting your energy. Where are you putting your time and attention? Are you putting your energy into your stress? Or are you putting energy into your peace? So think about that today. If you have any thoughts or comments, feel free to drop them here or send me a message. I'm always happy to help. Talk to you soon.